Imagine walking to an ice cream store and the walls are so tall that they reach the sky, and the menu fills the walls. There are infinite numbers of ice cream flavors, and even so, there are still more flavors being added as we speak. You walk in and the shopkeeper says, "Alright kid, there are infinite flavors on the wall, choose one. You only get one for the rest of your life, choose." You little bitch. Okay, maybe it doesn't say that. This is exactly what social media and information overload does to us. People really go up to 16-year-olds and ask them like, "What do you want to study in college?" Which is basically indirectly asking them, "What do you want to do for the rest of your life?" And the thing is, we're young, so we could technically do anything. If you worked a job for the next 10 years, you could get good at it. So technically, we could do anything, but we don't know what we want. And the thing is, continuing to look at the menu of infinite options will only do us harm and confuse us further. What we actually have to do is look to the past. So here is the formula for fulfillment. In the past, as a kid, what was the flavor that you were just inherently drawn to? What do you actually like? You can't ask yourself right now what you want because you have the infinite flavors in front of you. All these things are gonna impact your decision and you won't make the actual authentic decision. You are far too complex to understand yourself. Society's influence over you, your family's expectations, your friends' influence, all these things, your school's brainwashing, all these things will actually shift your perception of what you actually want. These things cloud your judgment. You can't really trust your brain in this scenario because what your brain thinks might be influenced by someone else. So we can't look at what we think, we have to look at our behavior and analyze that. So what was the thing for you that you just naturally, yeah, this is what I like. Always puts me in the flow state, always makes me focus. When I do it, I just fall into it. And again, this thing probably poked its head out at you during childhood. Maybe age 1 to like, I don't think you'll be like doing computer science at 1, but like from like kindergarten to before high school, you probably would have found this thing like, oh yeah, I always gravitated towards the computer. Then maybe computer science is for you. Oh, I always gravitated towards books. Okay, then maybe writing is for you. As a child, writing was for me. I loved writing, but the thing is, I knew that writing pays zero. Like, fuck me, bro. So many great writers go unnoticed for years because they just don't get paid. They don't become famous. They die with no one knowing their name because writing pays zero. I was like 13 years old studying films. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna write my screenplay. Just in the back of my head knowing that there must be a better way, bro. And here's how I found that. There's a Japanese philosophy called Ikigai, and Ikigai boils down to this framework. Using this framework, we can find fulfillment in the thing that we love. According to Ikigai, your purpose must fit these 4 boxes. What you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and most importantly, what pays money.
Dollar bills. There we go.
So for writing, it's what I love, I like doing it. It's what I'm good at, I always got good grades in English. It's what the world needs because although there's a lot of writers, the demand is also very high. There's always going to be a demand for that. But what pays? Not really. That's usually the hurdle, right? That's the issue for most people. Everything is ticked except that last box. What pays? Regardless of what your purpose is, it seems like making money from it is always the hardest part. And so instead of giving up on that, I changed the way that I presented my writing. I used YouTube, used social media. And now with YouTube, I can check off all the boxes because if you don't know, YouTubers get paid a fuck ton. See, I didn't need to sacrifice my passion, I just adapted it so that it could tick all 4 boxes. So for example, if you love basketball, this doesn't necessarily mean you have to become an NBA player. There are plenty of basketball YouTubers that every day, they get to play basketball, they get to do what they love, and they get paid for it. They're nowhere as good as an NBA player, but they don't have to be. They are them in their own like special way. And at the end of the day, they're still doing what they love every single day, so that's worth it. That's worth more than any amount of money. Like, I'd rather be the big basketball YouTuber instead of a low-ranking NBA player that no one gives a shit about. Adapt your purpose to fit Ikigai. And like, if it's what you love and what you're good at, it's a passion, so this is passion. If it's what you love and what the world needs, it's your mission. If it's what you're good at and what you get paid for, it's a profession. And if it's what you get paid for and what the world needs, it's a vocation. Do I know what vocation means? No fucking clue. A strong feeling of suitability for a particular career or occupation. Ah, that makes sense. Right. Another way that you can look at it is like this. Find the right vehicle, find the right location, and go as far as you can. So like, find the boat, get in the lake, row as hard as you can. So for example, my vehicle is writing. The location is YouTube. and I go as hard as I can. Imagine if my boat of like writing was placed in the wrong location. Instead of YouTube, maybe I chose Twitter or X. That would be the wrong location. It'll be a boat, but then I put it, instead of a lake, I put it on a fucking highway. No matter how hard I row, I'm not gonna become successful. But then if I just change the location to YouTube, suddenly all my work pays off. So we need to align all three things to get success. Some people are in the wrong location and in the wrong vehicle. For example, if I worked in McDonald's, that's wrong everything, right? Like I can't be successful, I won't make much money, and I won't be fulfilled. So it's a lose-lose. And then some people are rowing really, really hard in the right location, but with the wrong vehicle. So for example, the immigrant worker who came from his third world country to a first world country to work really, really hard for his family and send money back, he's working very, very hard. He's more disciplined than I ever will be, right? But the thing is, he's in the right location as well. He's in a more prosperous country, more opportunities. But if he's working as a laborer, as a construction worker, as a cleaner, he can row really, really hard, but it's the wrong vehicle. You can't really be successful doing that. So you need all three things to align. Right vehicle, right location, row as hard as you can. And because all those things are met every day, I'm happy because I get to do what I like. I'm helping people online, I'm helping you, the audience. And then this hobby, if I monetize it correctly, could be a job. Like I don't have to work, I can just do this full time. It's a win-win-win-win-win. And obviously this doesn't mean I have to do YouTube forever, because in like 10, 20, 30 years, maybe YouTube isn't even a thing. It'll be like MySpace and Tumblr where it slowly dies off. That's fine, because writing will still be a thing. The demand for writing will always be there. I could do podcasts, I could write books, I could write screenplays. You know, I could start an OnlyFans and write sexual things for the... Writing is the core. YouTube is just how I package it. I can always change how I package it whilst maintaining the core. Obviously, this only works if you know what the core is. So look at your childhood. What was that thing you were always drawn to? The experience of life, the emotions, the good, the bad, the creativity, the art, the repetitiveness can be found in each and every activity. Everything is weirdly connected like that. Like there is formula to art. Formula is a math term, but there's formula to art. Like, you know, the rule of thirds and the spiral seashell thingy. There's formula to art, but there's also art to mathematics. Even things that we see as opposites have parts of each other within them. It's like the yin-yang symbol. This side opposes the other side, but with a piece of the opposing side within it. If you focus on one thing, you can learn most of life's lessons with that one thing. Discipline, passion, purpose, everything is packaged in one. As long as you strive for mastery. If you just dip your fingers into like 10 different things, you won't learn much from each one. That's shallow but wide. We want narrow but deep. We want mastery. We want a deep understanding of one topic. Because if you want to learn 10,000 things, focus on one. So once you found Ikigai in one thing, and you keep getting good at it, and you keep giving to the world, you can learn a lifetime of lessons from just one thing. Take action. Pow! Ugh. I recorded this video twice because the first time the cat was here and she was just annoying me, bro. That was not very Ikigai of her, bro. It was not what the world needs. Alright. Give me a kiss. Mwah.